With the release of Interdimensional Crisis, there is a bunch of new cards that are making big waves in the Pokemon TCG Pocket meta, and I'm going to be talking about one deck in particular that is super easy to construct, and it can produce a ton of wins. Alright, what's happening y'all? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon TCG Pocket video. Today we're going to be looking at a particular deck that is creating a big wave within Pokemon Pocket. The reason why I say that is because this deck is super easy to construct, and it also has a lot of very powerful hard hitters. It is not the perfect deck by any means. There are certainly different things that will take it down. It has a lot of vulnerabilities, but overall, the amount of damage that you can deal within a short period of time makes this deck an absolute threat. So let's go over it right now. So it includes 2 Rampardos, which is basically the big damage dealer, but you also have 2 Type Null as well as Silvally. And then of course rare candies with Skull Fossil, and then it's a whole bunch of trainer cards. The basic strategy with this deck is to rush them down. You're going to be dealing a ton of damage right off the bat, and you're going to try to beat them before they get fully set up. And I will say this deck definitely succeeds in that regard. I personally have about a 60% win rate with this deck. I feel like that is sufficient to grind up the rankings in the ranked matches. And yeah, I will say there are definitely times where I've lost pretty hard with this deck. You could definitely brick with this deck if you do not have a solid opening hand. But there are many times where I've consistently been able to win before they can even set up. I think one of the biggest decks that this deck counters is any deck running Oricorio. And then of course there are decks where, like in this case, it's going to be a mirror match. And in that case, it's really going to be the luck of the draw. At this point, I feel like anytime you see fighting type energy, it's going to be this specific deck in particular. And yeah, you can see right here, it's Type Null versus Type Null. Unfortunately for them, I do have the second turn advantage, which means I'm going to have energy a lot faster, but they could somehow pull it off by having a Rampardos out on the field before I do. But as you can see in my hand, this is probably the most ideal opening hand for this matchup, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to Skull Fossil, and then I don't know if I want a Gladion or if I want to do Professor's Research. I feel like I want to do Professor's Research, but I'm worried that I'm going to get them to use a red card or Mars. I think that's one of the ways you could really suffer with this deck. So I'm going to put the risk out there. I'd rather have more cards in my hand. Yeah, let's see what ends up happening. Ooh, that's not good. But next turn, we will be knocking out that Type Null, and if they do not shuffle my hand, I will also have a Rampardos on the bench. Overall, this is a really good game state, but this is essentially what you want to go for. Just a lot of really quick damage. If you go second, it's going to give you a huge advantage. Oh boy. Anything that they do at this point, it's going to make my heart drop. I do not think they're running a red card. I think that would be very detrimental. But this is looking really good. This is a really good scenario. Yes, they do have a Rampardos. Yes, I will have a Rampardos. It's really going to be a back and forth. But we will be getting rid of this Type Null right now, which is really good. Oh, there's Silvally, so we didn't even need it. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and get my Rampardos out on the field. And we're also going to put on our Silvally. Of course, my Silvally's not got the cool art. And I'm going to use Gladion. Hopefully I can get another Type Null. Yes, I do. Very, very good. Very, very good. So I'm going to be knocking out their Type Null, which means they're going to bring out their Rampardos. And then that Rampardos is going to knock out my Silvally, but I'm going to knock out their Rampardos with my Rampardos. And if they are able to get a rare candy and a second Rampardos, that essentially would be devastating. Oh boy, is it gonna happen? I really do not know. No, it's not. Alright, so we're in a good position right now. We're in a very good position. Oh wow, okay. I think that might be it. They needed a second Rampardos to deal with this. I don't think they have it. Oh, and that's really sad for them. All right. Well, GG's. So I'm going to bring out my Rampardos. I'm going to knock out their Rampardos. Obviously, they will not have a second one that I will have to worry about. And ultimately, what this will come down to is me getting that third point. They're essentially done. They're essentially done. They won't be able to knock out the Rampardos. They definitely screwed up there. Yeah, it's over. So yeah, this deck is phenomenal. It's extremely consistent. There's just a lot of really good things about this deck. Yeah, they're pretty much done. They needed a second Rampardos, not a second Sylveon, or yeah, it's over. They're going to concede. Of course they are. So yeah, this deck is great. I will say this deck is phenomenal. I really like the fact that it's super cheap to make. It doesn't have any EX cards. It doesn't have anything really difficult for you to craft. It's just a very straightforward deck that consists of primarily like rares and commons. You know, it's not even like super rare cards. Yeah, it's super easy to make. So yeah, I will say that this is a deck worth trying. And one other nice thing about this deck, if you run like non-full art versions of these trainer cards, or any of the cards rather, you can complete a lot of these solo, a lot of these solo challenges where they say you can only use decks of a certain rarity. Let's see if there's an example. Not in there. Maybe here. Yeah, you can see right here. Win this battle using a deck where all the Pokemon cards are 1 diamond, 2 diamond, and 3 diamond rarity. You could pull that off with this deck. Pretty much every single one of these cards is exactly that. All you have to do is make sure you're not running anything like full arts. Like if I were to take this out and let's see here. I can add one. What is it? Gladion, and then where's red? I gotta add red. Where are you, red? Oh my gosh, why do I do this? All right, let's do this. All right, where's red? There you are. There you go, boom. Here is a deck that qualifies for that challenge. And you know what? Let's give it a try right now. Let's actually see if we could take down this Guzzlord EX computer deck with this deck. Let's actually give it a try. All right, here we go. This is all for that one mission. Yeah, this deck is amazing. If you have the cards to make this deck, you definitely should try it out. Oh my god, they're gonna open up with Guzzlord EX. That's a little scary, but I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Let's see here. Do I want to Iono? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Just for funsies. Maybe we'll get a much better opening hand. We just need Silvally. Okay, there's Rampardos. Oh wait, we get Mars. Okay. Ideally, what I want now is, of course, a trainer card, which will help me fish. Maybe Professor's Research. That is not good. I am not running Guzma in this deck, so this is going to be annoying. All right. I don't like where this is. I really don't like where this is going. Oh boy. Okay, there's Silvally. Hopefully this will be worth the risk of being poisoned. Oh god. Alright, here we go. This is not looking good. Okay, that's going to deal 20 damage now. And then of course they're going to do Grindcore, and it's really going to come down to whether or not I can avoid. Oh, geez, this is awful. Oh no, this is not looking good. They're going to Grindcore. I'm going to be dealt 20 more damage. And it's going to come down to... Oh, okay. Whew. Okay. Let's see if I can get a rare candy. Nope. Oh no, this is not looking good. Well, yeah, not looking good at all. But I can at least deal some damage here. Oh boy. Alright, please RNG. 2 out of 11 cards is a rare candy. I just need one. Or Professor's Research, that's fine too. Alright, there goes that. Ugh, jeez. Come on. Ooh, this is scary. It's actually funny that I used this deck versus a Grindcore deck, because that's one of the decks that are actually really strong against this particular Silvally deck. Ah, yeah. See, it's over. Alright, well, we gave it a shot. Trust me on this. This deck is still really good. Unfortunately, it's not going to be good against Guzzlord. But overall, I will say this deck is quite useful. If you're challenging, if you're having a really hard time getting this battle task done, try out this deck. Maybe it'll work out for you. But yeah, there you go. Let me go to the deck list real quick so you can take a second look. It's a very easy deck to construct. Again, 2 Rampardos, 2 Type Nulls, 2 Sylvanis, 2 Rare Candies, 2 Skull Fossils, 2 Professor's Research, 1 Giovanni, 1 Sabrina, 1 Leaf, 1 Mars, 1 Iona, 1 Red, and 2 Gladion. Super easy to make. And yeah, if you have the cards, definitely give it a try. I do think it's worth constructing. I think you can get a lot of wins with this deck. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding this deck down below. Is this the deck that you feel like you can construct? And have you tried out this deck? Do you feel like it's actually worth constructing? Definitely share your thoughts on it, and yeah, let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.
진솔아와 함께해 Pokémon Go 다 같이